In Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, the Magmins or Magmen are described as 3 to 4 foot tall fire elementals weighing over 400 pounds. Similar to goblins, they're squat and stubby creatures who wear twisted smiles at all times. Their skin is a series of scales made of molten slag and hardened rock, and beneath, lava and roaring flames flow like blood. They radiate heat and give off sudden bursts of light from cracks that can form in their shells. And like fire, they're creatures of pure combustion and energy with a desire to burn all things. The Magmin has an AC of 14 and 9 hit points with a speed of 30 feet. They have decent dexterity and constitution, and are resistant to non-magical attacks while also being immune to fire. They have the trait Death Burst, in which when they die they explode, forcing all creatures within 10 feet to make a dex save or else take 2d6 fire damage. They also have the trait Ignited Illumination, in which as a bonus action they can wreathe themselves in fire or douse themselves. While aflame, they shed bright light out to 10 feet and dim light for an additional 10. They only have one action in combat, their touch attack, which deals 2 to 12 fire damage and then sets the target on fire. The target can use an action to douse the flames, or else takes an additional 1 to 6 fire damage at the end of their turn. As a DM, I would use the Magmins as a challenge all on their own, possibly as the minions to a fire-themed summoner or elemental lord. They might be challenge rating 1/2, but they're a deadly creature, especially at low levels. This is due mainly to the continuous fire damage players take if they do not douse the flames. Losing your entire action to do so can also eliminate other healing and combat options, and it shrinks the player action economy with each player that's struck. In combat, the Magmins should be targeting as many different players as possible to maximize the damage over time from their fire attacks. If they see someone on fire, they should, per strategy and lore, be looking for someone else to set on fire. This weakens the party overall, deals decent damage, and allows the Magmins to literally spread out. In addition, they should try to remain within striking distance of players at all times, as a Magmin death has a chance to take players out with them. Don't be afraid to stack them up on one player either, as their explosions will deal 0 damage to their still kicking fellows. When they're losing the fight, have the dying Magmins gang up on the one player that's closest to the largest number of them to maximize the chance of death. In Mythology, there isn't really a direct creature to draw from, but the closest analog I could find would be the imps, gremlins, sprites, and other summonable creatures from countless mythologies. Most religious groups have typically attributed witchcraft and non-religious ceremonies to the summoning of evil spirits or demons of fire and destruction. The Magmin is a fire plane elemental reskin of this trope. The Magmin is likely a combination of 70s sci-fi creatures and typical occult stereotypes, but it's also possible that the original inspiration for all of these Magma humanoids can be traced back to the Charufe, a little-known mythological creature from the Mapuche people of southern Chile. These creatures are said to be massive humanoids with skin like rock and blood like lava that reside in the deepest pools of lava within Chilean volcanoes, leaving the mountains when lava flows to consume men whole. They were also traditionally associated with the causing of earthquakes and eruptions, as well as the creation of magician stones, objects that could be used by wicked people to cast spells and curses. In comparing the myth to the monster, we find that the Magmin is a simplification or reclassification of the typical summoned witchcraft-associated myths that permeate most of human society. Like the Charufe of Chile, they are men of magma who want to burn and eat everything that stands in their path. If you enjoyed that video, please leave a like and comment below, and consider subscribing to the channel. You can also join the Patreon for $1 a month to access videos days before they're posted here, as well as other exclusive stuff like short stories, videos, and more.